Renaissance architecture, which emerged in the 15th century and continued into the 17th century, marked a significant departure from the Gothic style, emphasizing symmetry, proportion, and the revival of classical antiquity. This architectural movement began in Italy and spread throughout Europe, reflecting the cultural, artistic, and intellectual advancements of the time. Here's an overview of key buildings and developments in Renaissance architecture. Early Renaissance architecture: Florence Cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, Italy, begun in 1296. Dome, completed in 1436. Designed by Filippo Brunelleschi, the cathedral's dome is an engineering marvel of the Renaissance. Its innovative double-shell structure and use of ribs allowed for its impressive size and height, influencing dome construction throughout Europe. Pazzi Chapel, Florence, Italy, completed in 1443. Designed by Brunelleschi, this chapel is known for its harmonious proportions, coffered dome, and elegant use of classical elements such as pilasters and a portico. Palazzo Medici Riccardi, Florence, Italy, begun in 1444, designed by Michelangelo di Bartolomeo. This palace exemplifies the early Renaissance style, with its rusticated stone facade, symmetrical layout, and grand interiors that reflect the power and influence of the Medici family. Church of San Lorenzo, Florence, Italy, completed in the 15th century, designed by Brunelleschi. It features a harmonious layout with a coffered ceiling and classical elements such as columns and pilasters. The church's design reflects the principles of symmetry and proportion central to Renaissance architecture. Second High Renaissance architecture: St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City, begun in 1506, completed in 1626. Designed primarily by Bramante, Michelangelo, and Bernini, the basilica features a massive dome, grand colonnades, and a magnificent facade. It is considered one of the most significant achievements of Renaissance architecture. Villa Rotonda, Vicenza, Italy, begun in 1566, designed by Andrea Palladio. This villa is a perfect example of Renaissance ideals of symmetry and proportion. Its circular plan and porticoed entrances reflect classical influences and harmony with the surrounding landscape. Tempietto, Rome, completed in 1510. Designed by Bramante, this small temple is a prime example of Renaissance architecture, featuring a domed structure and harmonious proportions. It marks the beginning of the High Renaissance and reflects the revival of classical forms. Santa Maria Novella, Florence, completed in the 16th century. The facade, completed by Leon Battista Alberti, features a harmonious arrangement of geometric shapes and classical columns, marking a transition from Gothic to Renaissance design. 3. Late Renaissance architecture: Palazzo Farnese, Rome, begun in 1514, completed in 1600. Designed by Antonio da Sangallo the Younger and later Michelangelo, this palace features a grand facade with a mixture of Renaissance and Mannerist styles, large windows, and a striking courtyard. San Giorgio Maggiore, Venice, Italy, completed in 1610. Designed by Andrea Palladio, this church reflects the classical ideals of balance and harmony, with a facade featuring large columns and a grand dome. Château de Chambord, France, begun in 1519. A masterpiece of French Renaissance architecture, it features a distinctive combination of classical elements and medieval fortifications, including a prominent roofline adorned with numerous chimneys and towers. St. Paul's Cathedral, London, England, rebuilt 1675 to 1710. Designed by Sir Christopher Wren, this cathedral showcases a magnificent dome, inspired by St. Peter's Basilica, and is an iconic example of Renaissance-influenced architecture in England. Key architectural features of Renaissance architecture: symmetry and proportion. Buildings were designed with a focus on balanced proportions, influenced by classical ideals, often following geometric principles. 2. Classical elements. The revival of classical orders, Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, and motifs such as columns, pilasters, and pediments became prevalent in Renaissance designs. 3rd, dome construction. The Renaissance saw a resurgence in dome construction, exemplified by Brunelleschi's dome in Florence and Michelangelo's dome in St. Peter's Basilica. 4. Coffered ceilings. These were used to add depth and interest to ceilings while reducing weight, often found in grand interiors. 5. Emphasis on light. Large windows and open spaces allowed for abundant natural light, creating bright, airy interiors. 6. Mathematical precision. The use of mathematical ratios and geometric shapes to create harmonious designs reflected the era's interest in humanism and science. 7. Integration with landscape. Many Renaissance buildings, especially villas, were designed to harmonize with their natural surroundings, incorporating gardens and vistas. Conclusion. Renaissance architecture marked a significant transformation in architectural thought, emphasizing the revival of classical ideas and humanistic values. Its influence spread throughout Europe, leading to the development of various regional styles, including Mannerism and Baroque architecture. The principles established during this period laid the groundwork for future architectural movements and continue to be celebrated for their beauty, innovation, and historical significance. And that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of Renaissance architecture. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which Renaissance structure is your favorite, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more architecture adventures.